Good afternoon, everyone. Paul here. It's a lovely afternoon out there, so we're better to spend it in the shed. I thought nip out the workshop today and just to do a wee bit of turning. Uh, this is a piece of yew I have on the lathe here. Now you'll see what when I change cameras. It's not the best of shapes, a piece of yew. Okay. So I'm going to try and make something out of this. Don't know what yet, but we'll see once we get some sort of a midway through it and get all the gnarly bits off. I might want to keep some of this natural edge around the bottom. I think it would look good. I don't know. I'm just going to see where it takes me. When I cut this log up, this was ready. That was the end there, and to get another piece of valuable timber out of the log, I had to cut it that way. So it wasn't great to start with. There's a few wee hairline cracks, but I don't think they amount to much because yew is very tough at times, and it should stay together okay without all these wee. I think they're just for wee fissures that are running through the bark. So we will get to turning this and see what we can do with it. Okay, so as I said, I've no plans yet for it, but we'll turn it and see what we can make from it. So the first of all, if I want to do is we'll take this down a bit and try and get a flat piece, so we can bring a tailstock up. So we'll get our bowl gouge. It's over here somewhere. Nice and sharp. That's not bowl gouge. Right, we've got our bowl gouge. So safety as always, turn your speed down. When you've got a shape like this, you don't want it coming off. And you never know what way it's going to behave when you turn the speed up. So we don't want it the lathe jumping all over the workshop. So we want to be very careful. So that's not too bad yet. See if we can get her at 1,000 RPMs. And that's just sitting at 980. So we're just going to take a nice couple of wee cuts off this. I have this mounted on a worm screw. If I can get somewhere to bring the tailstock up, I will. Give it that extra bit of security. Let's see what that's like. If it'll give me a flat surface to bring the tailstock up. It's always good practice to bring that up when you can, especially in a piece like this. You want to cover all the bases and try and keep it on the lathe. So we can get a wee bit more work done to it now. Now it's being firmly held. Alright, we'll stop on that. We have a look to see what we're getting. So I think what I'll have to do is get a tenner on here, turn that round and face the bottom of this off. I can afford to take it in a wee bit more to get a wee bit more wood showing here, and then we'll make a decision what we're going to do. So let's have a wee look to see where it is. Right, that's not too bad. I think I'll take it back a wee bit further. Yes, yet, because we're still not on a big piece that's round. And then we can see what property we're going to get out of this piece. Right, so we'll continue on taking some more timber away from this. Okay, so as you can see, we've got a nice chunk of timber now, so I have to make up my mind what way I'm going to do this. I'm going to keep it as big as I can with the natural edge on it here. It's just a pity that's coming right up there, because that's the only side it is on it. Decisions. Okay. Just remove the worm screw. Re-engage the tailstock here. I'm going to take a bit of timber off and clean that face up. So just move the camera around for you. There's a better picture. Back to the bowl gauge. Just want to see what that's like. It's not quite round, so we need to bring it in a bit. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Bit of chipping out there because that's a sharp angle on that. I'm thinking around in this over at the top. I'll try it and see what it's like. create a tanner and that say, because I still haven't decided what I'm going to do with this. So I've got quite a big piece here for the top. What if I rounded that over that way? Sometimes it's hard to do something like this when you don't know exactly what you're going to get out of it. But we'll have a wee play with it and see what we can get out. So if that was going to be the top, okay, so again, we'll just bring the tailstock up for a bit of security. We don't want it coming out of the chuck. So that's a big bit sticking out there. Just have a wee look and see what it's doing to me. Right, okay. That's alright. Well, we've a tool rest and a wee bit more. And so just taking wee cuts from either side. You don't want to bind it up. I think that would break off that. There we are. And that gives us a wee something for a lid of something, or a bit of yew. Instead of wasting that, you better cutting it off and keeping it. Right, so that's a nice bottom on that. So I'm going to turn a wee recess into that, and you'll hear me say all the time, I'm not a fond lover of recesses, but I don't want to put a tannin on it at this stage and take any more of that timber away. So we'll bring our tailstock back up again, remark the centre. So good practice to do that, because you might want to take a wee bit of this foot off, and it's somewhere to locate the centre of it again when you put it on the gold jaws or something like that. So I'm just going to undercut this. Doesn't matter too much at this stage, because we can always fix it later when we turn it back around. But we want to finish the bottom of this wee bowl. So just putting a wee bevel on that. Let's see what this is like. Does it need any more attention before we sand it? I think it's okay. I'm happy enough with that. That'll just need deepening a wee bit, because I took a wee bit of timber off that. Just get the parting tool again and going. That just cleans that up, so we can put it in the chuck then. So we're going to sand this, and start at 120 and see how that goes. Dust extraction on. On 400. So that's all the sanding done. Uh, Kitchen roll. I'll just give that a wee wipe. We taste the methylated spirits. Clean the grain. Gives you an idea of what the finish is going to look like. Yeah, it's a nice wee bowl. So there's a couple of wee bits there, wee fissures. There's one there. But that's all the beauty of a piece of yew. You want all those wee bits, all those wee gnarly bits to give it a beauty. So, and some sanding sealer here. Just pour wee drop in, make sure it get down into those wee crevices. That looks alright. Just give it a wee. Right, so that's that. And yew really does come out beautiful. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous piece of timber. So, and give it a wee taste of wax. And you want to be careful when you're shining this up, you don't create too much friction and create heat, because it'll make wee fissures, wee cracks in the yew. Yew doesn't like heat. So that's that. That up first. we'll always get another coat of wax later on, and when we've got the inside done. There we are. And I'll do that for now. And it's lovely. So that I can get in here. So I'm going to bring this wee bit straighter over, and then so it's got a wee bit of a curve, not a curve, a wee cove. bit of light on the subject would help, Paul. Where is my light? Well, there's it there. I can't see it for all the shavings, so bring my wee light up in there so we can see exactly where we are. Make sure it's not rubbing on the cord. Uh, those wee magnetic lights are great for the likes of that. You can stick it on your tool rest. We have a bit of pulkiness there, a bit of rot. We'll see if we can clean it up a wee bit. So get rid of this wee pointy thing. Just have a look at that. It's grabbing it. I see it there. There's not much we can do about that. It's in the wood. Stop and have a wee feel to see where we are. It's not bad. Check the depth gauge on that and see where we are. There's about half an inch timber in the bottom of that. So I'll maybe try a wee bit more and see if I can get that to come away. Might be able to remove all of it, but have another wee look at it. We don't want to go too far. Oh, we're getting some of it away. So just our wee ridge. Just have to watch because with that being softer and what we are taking away, it just wants to bite into it, and before you know, you could have a big hole. It's a lot softer in that spot, you see, so we just want to be careful when you come across it. I think we're not doing too bad. Just going to switch over to the bigger scraper. Just more control over it. It's looking good. You can see it's almost gone. It's just a wee bit up in that corner, and plenty of timber there, so we might be able to just take a few more cuts off that. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get it all the way, but it's reduced it down a good bit. So it has. Just being cautious and taking very little timber away. Remember, this is very, very fine. So just check it out every so often that you don't go too far. Not too bad. I think one more cut, I'll just finish that. I'm happy with that. Yep, that's ready for sanding. Just turning the speed down about 700. just be careful of the wee fissures that's in it, because you could catch your finger on it quite easily. And I'm just rubbing that in well. And the longer you stay at this, you know, the better results you get off the piece. Says about 10 to 15 minutes, but nobody wants to stand that amount of time doing a wee piece like this here. Okay, and a big piece, yes. You can see why you'd want to spend that amount of time making sure it's 100%. But for a wee piece like this here, a couple of minutes, just to give it a wee rub round. And that'll probably be enough for that. With a clean piece of cloth, we just want to take any excess stuff off. And if we use a clean piece of cloth, you'll see it coming off in the paper. When it stops coming off in the paper, you know you're good chance you've removed all the excess wax or Yorkshire grit from it. Yorkshire grit's not a finish, by the way, just letting you know. It's in a sanding abrasive, and it helps you get that wee bit of better finish on your piece. Just get the outside of that done again. So that's that done. So all I need is a wee taste of wax on it. And we can just give the whole lot an hour coat, because we have time to do it now. Let that dry in, and then we can buff it off. And again, it says about you meant to leave it 10 to 15 minutes to dry, and then buff it off with a clean piece of cloth. So I'll just try to speed up a wee bit and gently rub the paper on the piece. Don't go mad and create a lot of friction, because you'll only melt the wax that you've put on. The whole idea is to buff it up. A light pressure with your hand is more than enough to buff it up. And depending the finish you want on your piece, you might have to apply maybe up to 3-4 coats of wax just to get you the finish you need. Personally, I don't like an overshone piece. As long as it's polished, not too much, I'm happy with it. So I'll put, and you can see that has come up a nice gloss. So it will dull down a wee bit, but not an awful lot. If it's getting a lot of handling, then you might have to refinish it again. And at that stage, you could do it with the Beal buffing system, with a wee taste of carnauba wax on it, which is a bit harder wearing. So that's that. Ooh, silky smooth. Right, so we'll take this off. Just the bottom of the foot dress. Okay, so we want to bring our tailstock up. Remember, we have marked the center hole with it previously, so that's where you want to locate the center of it, so it's nice and centralized. A wee bit of pressure on that, and then you can nip that up. And I'm just going to use a spindle gouge for this. There's no need to go any bigger. I'm just going to leave the apps on as it is. It's just big enough. So we'll take the tailstock away. That'll let us get up this wee bit. So we'll want to take the wee hole away it made. So we'll start with that. And you can see that's running quite centrally because we've located by the tailstock. And just take it very slowly and wee small cuts. See what that's like. It's like a wee bit of a cove. Bring my wee light back again. I can't see. The sunshine in the day, it's making things a wee bit harder to see in the workshop. Just stop and see what that's like. So there's that bit of rat. It's in the inside. That's where I'm getting all the noise from. So we'll just leave that at that. I was just trying to get that wee line out, but I know why it's there now. So back to the spindle gouge. See if I can. Just decided to put a couple of wee lines in that because that wee inclusion, I can't get a nice flat cut. And that's that we've piece finished, guys. So what turned out to be a terrible looking piece of wood to start off with turned into something beautiful. And sometimes it's just about thinking what you can do with it, because normally would throw it in the fire, you wouldn't think twice about turning it. So we'll just take that off. Give it a once over. So I'll bring that over to there, and you can see the purple in that. Nice wee bowl. Finished bottom. You can see that wee bit of rat there. It was in the bottom. You can see it in the inside. It doesn't come through like, but it's there. But it's part of the piece, and I think that's what makes you a wee bit different from all the rest of the woods. You can sort of get away with it because it's so hard and rugged that you can get away with wee bits like that, inclusions and stuff. So there you are, guys. No, it's wrong. So there you are, guys. We Yew Bowl. I think it finished up about 5.5 inches by 2.25 inches deep. So it's a good size of wee bowl. I don't think I could have got much more out of that piece of timber, the way it was shaped. But overall, I got a nice wee bowl out of it, and someone will like it. And I have a few more pieces over there still that Ken gave me. Thank you, Ken, for giving me that bit of yew. I know you'll be watching probably. So, you know, yew is nice to work with, but it's very hard, and you do need to take cautions when turning it, because the wood itself is poisonous. So you want to wear a dust mask and so on, and all in the normal stuff you would do when you're turning stuff. And you get a nice wee bowl at the end of the day out of it. And I was thinking of doing something totally different to that wee piece, but I'm glad I just went with it and seen what I was going to get out of the timber once I brought that gnarly out shape away, and you can see what sort of timber you have to work with. And a wee bit of the sapwood left in it is nice. There's not too much of it. There's a wee bit there and a wee bit there. But I think it needs a wee bit of sapwood to contrast the colours. There's a wee blemish in that there where the wood wants to separate from the piece. But all those wee blemishes, you can't really do anything with them. They're in the piece. If you turn that away, you probably down to nothing, because you probably find it'll keep coming out and out and out and out until you have nothing left. So you have to make a decision on where you want to stop with a piece, and it is what it is. At the end of the day, you can't make it any better. The wood has had its day, and there's a wee bit of rat in it, and you have hairline cracks, wee fissures running right through it. There's where our branch was, and you can see the pith there with the branch. There's a couple of our wee bits there, places. But that's the whole beauty of it. It's unlike any other wood when you turn it. So there you are. I will say goodbye, and I don't know, man. I'll make another video, but I'm back on a Monday evening anyway, doing my live. So I maybe see you then. I'm going to go in now and we'll edit that wee video. And if you're sitting watching it, thank you very much. And if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. It'll help me get my numbers up. And if you go in and make a wee comment, if you liked it, you didn't like it, you know, everybody's got their own taste and stuff, So at the end of the day, if you didn't like it, I'll not see you again, you know. But if you did, consider subscribing to the channel and drop me a wee comment saying what you liked about it and stuff. I said this before. I like to try and leave everything as much as possible into the video into the making of it. So that sometimes makes the video a wee bit long. And a lot of my colleagues that watch my videos like that, because if you make a mistake, it lets them see that they're not the only one making mistakes. I've been turning 14 years now, just over 14 years, and I still make mistakes every day, stupid things. But I I'm trying to pass on to you that I'm not perfect. I go through bottoms of bowls too, and uh, sometimes I misread the situation and drill the hole too far through, and then what you're left with is a nice hole in the bottom of your bowl. I've one here done on Monday evening. I'm just looking at it there. It's going to say, Paul, don't be showing me. Don't be showing me. So that was just a big piece of ice I was turning on Monday evening. And you can see there's nice wee sort of in the middle. Not going to say a hole because I didn't intentionally turn through the bottom of it. What happened to this piece? I had this big piece. If you watch the video, you'll see. I changed my mind and I re-drilled it on the other side. Normally you're going to use a wood screw or a worm screw to hold your piece. That side always becomes the inside. So I didn't think too much about it and I drilled a hole on the other side and remounted it, not realizing when I went to take the center out of this, I would meet the other hole coming the other way. So it's not the end of the world. You can plug it with a wee bit of contrast on wood, or you can try and match it up with another wee bit of ice. But I stuck a wee bit of what was that? Oh, there's me fucking dropping it now and making a dance on it. That's a wee piece of laburnum I put in that. There's nothing wrong with that, you know. It wasn't a great piece of wood to start with. There's a couple of wee cracks there and so on, and a couple of wee cracks there and there. But I put a wee taste of CA in them, and so far they've stayed shut. And it's been sitting from Monday. This is now Saturday, so no more cracks. So I'm going to wrap it up there, guys, because I do waffle on a wee bit when I do a video. Brendan likes my videos when I waffle on. Hi, Brendan. I know he'll be watching later at the video because he always says, I love your waffling bit at the end. Yes, me. Well, you sort of go off track and start talking about other nonsense that nobody wants to hear. But anyway, I it's all good fun, and you know nobody takes it really seriously. Go out there in your workshop, enjoy turning what you make, and if you just go out there and turn shavings, who cares? Uh, the weather's nice today, but there's a cool breeze blowing, but it's still a nice day. Uh, I've nothing else to do, so I came out here and made a wee video because I do have my lives on a Monday evening, and you know, it sort of takes away from what I'm going to do on Monday night. So I'm kind of going to change what I'm going to do Monday night. So between now and Monday, I have to think of something else to come up with and turn. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and please subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you again next time. And I'll push this button now. Bye.